welcome to We the People. On Gandhi Jayanti, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi picked up a broom and launched his Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, his Clean India campaign, it was an intriguing moment in India's political history. The Prime Minister's embrace of Mahatma Gandhi immediately seemed to make the Congress antagonistic. The Congress and critics of the BJP argued that the embrace of the Gandhian legacy by the Prime Minister and by the BJP government was only partial and cosmetic. But the Prime Minister has persisted. Even more interestingly, he's earmarked the days between Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday and Indira Gandhi's birthday as the days to launch the cleanliness drive in primary schools and other schools across India. On We the People today, we look at this very fascinating embrace by the BJP of icons that were once appropriated exclusively by the Congress. And we ask whether history has once again become a political battlefield for the present. Let me start with Manishankar Iyer and Subramanian Swamy, and I'll start with you, Manishankar Iyer. Surely it should make any citizen of India happy that there is a cleanliness drive, that Mahatma Gandhi is being remembered, that Mahatma Gandhi is being remembered for all the right reasons. And surely the Mahatma doesn't belong to any one political party. So when the Prime Minister does this, why does it make critics of the BJP jittery or cynical?
It makes me cynical, not jittery at all. And that is because we have a national legacy and we have a Congress legacy. The national legacy belongs to the independence movement. And in the independence movement, that independence movement legacy is a Congress legacy. The post-independence period, there is a Congress legacy which is different from that of other political parties. But during that movement, there were two opposing tendencies. One was Jinnah, who claimed that the Muslims were a separate nation. The other was the combination of the ideology of Golwalkar and Savarkar. When you have Golwalkar saying that ahimsa is impotency, that it constitutes the greatest betrayal of the people of India, when he says that Gandhi has committed the most heinous sin of killing the life spirit of great and ancient people, and when he later says that the movement led by the Congress, that is the independence movement, has had the most disastrous and degrading effects on the country. One has to ask how you can accept the Gandhian legacy without repudiating the Golwalkar legacy.
Okay.
And it is this contradiction that has to be resolved before one can say that instead of cherry picking bits and pieces from the Gandhi legacy and trying to appropriate the legacy in that way, that genuinely there has been such a complete reversal of the RSS BJP mindset that they have rejected Golwalkar and Savarkar and Hedgewar and said that they are taking over Gandhi and Nehru and Patel. I'd like to see that happen before I drop my cynicism.
But you know, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, Mahatma Gandhi was even on the cover of the Organizer in the month of October, and people like Seshadri Chari pointed out that this is not the first time that this has in fact happened. The BJP and the RSS has argued that this is a selective interpretation of Golwalkar, but Manishankar Iyer is actually quoting passages, and the argument being made by him and others of his ideological dispensation is that this is a cherry picking of the Gandhian legacy, and it's at odds. It's at odds with the ideological parents of the BJP.
Well, first of all, I don't know where he's quoted this from. He just brought some internet download, and I can't take it seriously because I have not come across these.
From the bunch of
on, I read more about Golwalkar than you have.
And you're sure, because you're a Golwalkarite. I'm a Gandhiite.
Yeah,
I read more of Gandhi than you've read Golwalkar.
You are a Sonia Gandhiite. You're not a Gandhiite.
Okay, make your point. Make your point.
So, you see, if we want to keep this debate and argument,
let me say, the relationship between the Mahatma and the RSS was
we don't go on in this kind of a debate. You see, we can't go on quotations based on no sources. I can't take the internet sources. I have never seen Golwalkar's writings, such things to be said. Now I don't have to take your word for it.
I won't take your word for it.
Thank God.
The fact of the matter is that these are all in the writings, the published writings.
So let me say what I have to say.
Yeah, but then don't go on.
I am telling you, I don't. What cheap jokes you brought some internet download and you said
what is wrong with downloading from the internet?
Because
what has actually been published?
Okay, come on. Let's restore to the gravity of this discussion. Let me ask a question. Even if you get locked into into an argument about where this passage is sourced from. My question is deeper. Do you accept that it was not a natural fit between Mahatma Gandhi and leaders like Golwalkar? Let's start with the basic fundamental question.
I don't accept that. Mahatma Gandhi said Ram Rajya. That Golwalkar also said.
Yes.
And Mahatma Gandhi spoke about our traditional values. In fact, he at one stage till 1945 even believed in Chaturvarnya, which Golwalkar never believed. The thing is that there have been in the freedom movement people like Ambedkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, who had disagreements with Gandhi and still had great regard for him.
So that's an important point, Manishankar.
That's the same.
Yeah, I think that's an important point. Even Sardar Patel and Jawaharlal Nehru had many ideological disagreements. I think the point that Subramanian Swamy is making is that you can disagree but continue to have a conversation without being enemies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Except that Golwalkar and Hedgewar and Savarkar pitted themselves against Gandhi right through the decades of the 20s and the 30s and well into the 40s. And when he was attempting to secure reconciliation with Pakistan, that was when somebody like Nathuram Godse, whose brother Gopal Godse has insisted that he remained in the RSS, he killed Gandhi. And that is why people like Golwalkar had to be arrested by none other than Sardar Patel. So today to claim that there was no difference between Golwalkar and Gandhi and that Golwalkar was a worshipper of Gandhi is just the kind of nonsense I would expect from my right.
You know, this is again the communist mentality of Mr. Manishankar here, which half the facts are given. Golwalkar was definitely arrested on Nehru's orders. But then he was released. It was not
arrested by Patel. On Patel's orders.
Patel was the Home Minister. He had to do it. But then why don't you let me
finish?
I
have to move on to the
why are you distorting facts?
I am not distorting. I am completing the picture.
Yeah, you're just a liar.
Let's stick to issues.
This is the communist mentality.
Let's stick to issues, both of you, please. Yes.
Golwalkar was never prosecuted. Many of my colleagues were arrested in the emergency while he was having cocktail parties, you see, during the emergency. So, therefore, I am saying that arresting by the authorities doesn't mean anything. They were never even charge sheeted. And when Golwalkar was released, Sardar Patel wrote him a letter saying, today is my happiest day that I have seen you come out.
So Sardar Patel's relationship with RSS, there are some contradictions I think that we all know about, certain paradoxes that existed. The RSS was certainly banned in the aftermath of Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. That ban was lifted. Sardar Patel wanted the RSS, as we know, to actually become a part of the Congress party. So that is also on record. So Sardar Patel and Nehru had very different approaches perhaps to the RSS. Now Tushar Gandhi, as a great grandson of the Mahatma, also approached by the Prime Minister to be part of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
The governor of Maharashtra.
Well, I mean, a campaign started by the Prime Minister and then in a sense it's come sort of whittling down and it's become a chain. Do you believe this is a politicized campaign, or do you believe that certain things should be above politics, like cleaning up India?
Well, the way this program has started, it makes me feel it's a politicized campaign, but I hope it isn't, because I hope that this is a people's movement. I think movements like this should be above politics, it should be above party lines, and it even should be beyond identities like the Prime Minister or the President or whatever. This should be a people's movement, and if it doesn't become a people's movement, it's not going to succeed. This goes much beyond politics and political belief and political ideology.
Dr. Rakesh Sinha, if I can bring you in now, do you believe that in a sense there is a relook by the BJP, by the Prime Minister of Mahatma Gandhi, and not just of Mahatma Gandhi, he's also now going to be chairing the committee to commemorate 125 years of Jawaharlal Nehru. So are we seeing a different Narendra Modi from the one who was seen to be anti what is called the Nehruvian consensus?
Look, nation is larger than any ideology and any political party. When you pursue the politics of exclusion, then the history is victim of a particular ideology. Just see, Namboodiripad may be a communist, but after his death, we assess him as lifetime achievement. Mahatma Gandhi may have disagreement with the RSS on certain points, but we should not be victim of our bounded vision, which Manishankar is. I am giving two examples. Just after independence, there was a food campaign in the country, and the food secretaries asked Prime Minister Nehru that we have to solicit the support of the RSS. And Nehru invited Golwalkar, and Golwalkar extended support to the food campaign because it was not his girls for the banning the RSS and getting him arrested. It was the nation which is larger than Jawaharlal Nehru and Golwalkar. Number two, Hedgewar participated in Gandhian movement 1932. It is archival record. Manishankar Iyer is victim of the Marxist historiography. Marxist historiography has distorted the Indian history. If we don't have the oral history, then Shahid Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Sukhdev, even the Subhash Chandra Bose, they must have been dead in the archive of the history. But it is the oral history which kept them alive. Another example I am just giving, Swami Vivekananda, when his rock memorial was erected in Kanyakumari, it was the Congress people who opposed, because they were afraid that Christians will be angry. And the rock memorial was created by RSS, none other than the RSS.
But what is your larger point? Are you saying that even if there were ideological disagreements between Mahatma Gandhi and the RSS, or even between Narendra Modi and what Nehru's legacy stood for, today those ideological disagreements cannot come in the way of commemorating these national icons? Is that what you're saying?
No, but first thing is that iconization and de-iconization is based on the national interest, the national imperative. What is the need for the nation? And they appeal to the popular mind. One reason is that Mahatma Gandhi was the first politician in India in the freedom movement who started the project of decolonization. And the RSS is the project of decolonization of Indian mind. He introduced the discourse which is Indian discourse, which Jawaharlal Nehru could not introduce, which others could not introduce. They were Eurocentric. And Mahatma Gandhi, Satyagraha, Ahimsa, Ram Rajya. And these are the common point with the RSS. Only disagreement with Mahatma Gandhi and RSS that was there, that is still there, that is approach to the Muslim politics in the pre-colonial, pre-independence.
But I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to get Aditya Mukherjee, and I think that has been one of the debates, that when the BJP embraces Gandhi and remembers his drive to clean up India, his drive to actually stop caste prejudices with his drive to clean up toilets, that's only partly remembering Gandhi. He also stood for Hindu-Muslim unity, and Rakesh Sinha concedes that that approach to how to tackle that question was fundamentally different. But do you think that should stand in the way that once a politician becomes a prime minister, he has to commemorate or create a consensus that he may not necessarily have politically believed in as a chief minister?
Sure, but when you associate Gandhi with cleanliness, cleanliness is like apple pie and motherhood. Who doesn't want cleanliness? But by just saying cleanliness, you take the substance out of Gandhi. The substance of Gandhi was Hindu-Muslim unity. On that, I mean, he said you couldn't be even a member of the Congress unless you pledged that you would believe in Hindu-Muslim unity. That Gandhi introduced. The substance of Gandhi was that he would facilitate Hindu-Muslim marriages and not love jihad. The substance of Gandhi was the Daridra Narayan, the poor, not the removing of Manrega, a program named after Gandhi. So you can't do the opposite of the substance of Gandhi and then say we are being Gandhian by being cleaning. When Gandhi talks of cleaning, he's introducing the idea, as you yourself said, of
dignity of all work.
Not precisely the dignity of labor, and of there not being any purity pollution business. That is, it is not the a photo op opportunity for some politician standing at the cleanest road in New Delhi with brooms, but going to the toilets and cleaning the toilets and making the upper caste cleaning the toilets. There are enough roads in Delhi where dogs, cows and human beings compete for defecation on open streets. I have not seen a politician going and cleaning that.
Let me just get Tushar briefly into this. Do you believe that do you believe that the Mahatma has always been selectively and partially interpreted by politicians?
Of course. They can't afford to embrace him in his entirety. They don't dare to do that, because they have their vested interests, and if you have to embrace Bapu in his entirety, they would have to give up electoral politics with all the lies that are associated with it. So I think we should also be Gandhian in our expectations from electoral politicians. We can't have unnaturally high standards for them. They come from a certain strata of ideology, and we should allow them that maneuverability, as it were. Chandramohan Prasad, this iconography is always deeply political. The fact of the matter is that many politicians have tried to provide alternative icons as well. Prime Minister Modi himself, when he was campaigning, for example, in Banaras, made it a point to invoke Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya.
and the Congress was uncomfortable with that, even though this was a very senior leader of the Congress because of his past association with the Hindu Mahasabha. Mayawati tried to offer an alternative iconography with Ambedkar and her Ambedkar parks. The question is, should this be such a politicized thing that with every political party whom we remember changes?
See, political parties will always do politics.
Yes.
My problem is that, these were all great leaders. They did their job. My problem is that why do you fight over tablets that have met their expiry date?
What does that mean? You're saying none of these people are relevant today? Gandhi is not relevant, Nehru is not relevant.
After Delhi Metro came into being, where is Pandit Mahatma Gandhi? What is his relevance? He's for the village India, na? Once Soviet Union broke, where is Pandit Nehru required? So these are all tablets which have met their expiry date. It's useless fighting over them.
So you would include Ambedkar in that?
Ambedkar is just born. Ambedkar is born for 21st century India.
So you're saying that Nehru and Gandhi represent ideas that India has moved on beyond?
To make things clearer, in 1936,
yes,
Ambedkar was on Twitter and Facebook. Mahatma Gandhi was Ramlila Maidan protesting against computers. That's the difference.
But that's a very literal interpretation. The fact is that these were leaders in a certain historical time. We can't interpret every idea of theirs literally in a changing India. But I want to get Darshan Jariwala.
We can't have an India without Gandhi. We can't have an India without Nehru.
Yes.
But they did their job. That time is over.
Is that time over? It's a very interesting, it's a very controversial argument. Darshan Jariwala, you have played Mahatma Gandhi more than once and you studied his history very deeply. Do you agree with Chandrabhan Prasad that ये वक्त खत्म हो गया है?
No. Gandhi is not a person. He is an idea, and that idea is perennial. I don't think we are still over interpreting and trying to absorb that light.
Yes.
And I think we are going to go on for a very long time.
And what do you make of this invocation of Gandhi by the Prime Minister?
I think it is opportunistic, but it is very plain and simple. It's a very naive attempt. As he said, that if you don't follow the substance of Gandhi, and if you kind of engage into tokenism, but then the point is that out of these tokens and these signs, if I am able to generate an awareness in an entire country, I may not be able to. Gandhiji was the one who due to his own living his life according to his ideals, he brought together an entire country. Now, even about a simple thing like cleanliness, which is the most essential, thing. If anyone right now living is not able to, generate that momentum within the minds of the entire people, then I have to use Gandhi in order to make my point.
So you're saying there is symbolism, there is tokenism, and if that tokenism achieves something good, then it's worthwhile.
I do believe so. No, I do believe.
Rakesh Sinha,
I don't think this is a use and misuse of the Gandhi. If there is an idea in Gandhian philosophy, you are taking some part of that philosopy. What is wrong?
But you're admitting that it's some part. That's the point that Aditya Mukherjee is making. It's some part.
You cannot apply entire thing at one time. He's just starting a Swachhata Abhiyan and he's taking center of Gandhi because his appeal is a popular mind to India.
But to clean India, you need the cleanest icon, right?
Yeah.
Who else but Gandhi?
Okay, I want to come back to the politicians. Dr. Swamy, I want to start with you. You're known for saying all kinds of provocative things. But
I don't start it usually.
You don't, okay. But the media reports, and you can clarify whether you actually said this, because the media reports that you actually said that books written by historians that you identify as Nehruvian, you named Romila Thapar and Bipin Chandra among them, should be burnt. Now my question to you is, A, did you really say this? B, how can you have your Prime Minister chairing a committee to commemorate Jawaharlal Nehru when you, as a leader of the same party, is asking for books to be burnt? And my question to you would be, it doesn't matter how much you disagree, no book should be burnt in a free society.
The short answer is I did say that. The long answer is that I said Gandhi said burn British clothes, burn British goods. I said in the same vein, don't complain about these books saying that they're teaching us rubbish, they're giving out our national ideals. Don't keep such books, burn them. That is the way I said it.
But can we talk in terms of burning books? It's like burning
I am
ideas.
not asking
Ideas
you, I am not
disputed and debated.
This is a very smart kind of allergy. Because what
okay,
Bapu said, pre-independence does not at all
let me finish what I have to say.
Yeah, I'll just come to you.
I am not advocating what Mao Zedong advocated for libraries. You see, I didn't say go to a library and burn down all these books. I said don't keep them if you don't, if you think that they are polluting your mind. If you don't need them, I also said to them that for the examination you still write this rubbish because otherwise you will not pass. So I say that don't keep these books with you.
And then I'll come to you, Tushar. Sorry.
He said burn British clothes in order to promote the concept of Swadeshi. And there is no comparison between the two. Secondly, I don't burn Golwalkar. I read him. He doesn't read Nehru. He only burns Nehru and doesn't read Golwalkar.
But now here's my question.
Also for Gandhi,
yes,
civil liberty was of the ultimate. He would say that any view mustn't be shut down, and he had in his inimitable way said that civil liberties is like water. You cannot dilute it.
Did the Marxists follow this civil liberty in Jawaharlal Nehru University and Delhi University Social Science Department? Entire RSS people were excluded, and I am giving one example. There are 3 Ranis. For Congress, one Rani in the 10 Janpad. But we have 3 Ranis: Rani Lakshmibai, Rani Gaden Liu, and Rani Chennamma. How many people know Rani Gaden Liu has 100th birth anniversary in 2050? Only RSS has passed a resolution that we will celebrate Rani Gaden Liu. She belongs to Nagaland. What about the Congress? They only celebrate. They have only Raja Rani in the Congress.
I asked Subramanian Swamy a tough question. I have a tough question for you as well. And the question is this: that the Congress, you will have to concede, is guilty of our very varied history with many great leaders of reducing it to the Nehru-Gandhi Parivar.
Not at all.
Of course.
Not
all
serious
schemes,
history.
all institutions,
Not
all programs are named in the...
Naturally, when you have a Congress function, you will invoke Congress people, including, for example, Madan Mohan Malviya.
So even when Mr. Modi did that, you had an Ajay Makan saying he's a Hindu icon.
When we talk on a more general scale, notwithstanding the fact that Subhash Chandra Bose had left the Congress, he's always celebrated. There are numerous people who were not members of the Congress who have been celebrated over the last 60 years whenever we've been in power. So the suggestion that we have reduced the totality of the national legacy into just
how many schemes are
where is Lal Balpal? Where is Lal Balpal? And Subhash Chandra Bose, it is the NDA regime. It is the NDA regime which formed the Mukherjee Committee for the death of Subhash Chandra Bose. They have just right of Subhash Chandra Bose under the
How many schemes have not been named after
Vivekananda? You have never
There are 150 schemes. Maybe 6 or 7
I take a very simple symbolic expression of what you just posed as a question.
Yes.
The Bharat Ratna award was started in 1954.
Yes.
And Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru awarded himself with the Bharat Ratna in 1955. Sardar Patel had to wait for Mr. Chandrasekhar's government, where I moved and got Sardar Patel for the first time in 1991, the Bharat Ratna.
Yeah.
Now, it's a symbolic thing, but this itself shows whether it was putting Subhash Bose's photograph portrait in Parliament, or everywhere it is Nehru, Indira, and thank God now it's not possible. They would have had Sonia Gandhi also. But
Barkha, 2 suggestions. I just suggest change the name of this program to Angry Birds, because there's a lot of...
Okay. Chandrabhat Prasad, if all these leaders are so...
angry birds and pious gentlemen.
Okay. If these leaders are so sell by their expiry date, as you are saying, why does it generate so much political heat even today?
You know, Indians are inseparable from untruth. Let me ask, how many of you follow Gandhian dress code, Gandhian food habit, Gandhian ideology? And how many of you are going to send your kids in Hindi medium schools?
What is your answer? One second, 1 minute. You want
to
trivialization?
It's okay, we are not following the code of Gandhi, but at least we want to educate the idols of Gandhi, and someone is doing it. So what's the problem?
you should start living in a village tomorrow, from tomorrow
No,
onwards.
but why does Gandhi have to be literally interpreted? Why
this simplification?
Why oversimplifying?
Oversimplifying and ritualizing. You know, it's so stupid to...
Why ritualize Gandhi? That's a good way of putting it. Why ritualize Gandhi?
The ideology is in discussion.
Industrialization.
When ideology is being discussed, you are trivializing the whole thing.
He has said machines are an evil.
Okay, Rakesh Sinha, then Aditya.
Chandrabhan Prasad has not understood Gandhi. Gandhi, it is a strict, it is an idea. And Gandhi is giving idea of a decolonized mind, a self-reliant mind, and also inspiring the people in different ways. That does not mean that what Gandhi said that time should be applied today.
Okay, Aditya.
This expiry date of Gandhi, etc., is rubbish for the following reason. I mean, all movements, the latest big movements you have seen, for example, the Arab Spring.
Yeah.
You know, in Tahrir Square, what was distributed was Jean Sharp's biography of Gandhi by the thousands.
Yeah.
So, not only that, the civil rights movements in the United States, the Polish movement of Lech Wałęsa, all of them were using Gandhi much, much later. But the point is that when you say on the one hand that we want a Congress Mukt Bharat, why do you have to choose Gandhi? Why do you have to choose Nehru? Why do you have to choose Patel, who were clearly the top leaders that the Congress movement produced in the pre-independence days?
We don't know what would have been had they lived, these Gandhi and Patel lived longer. But I do know that the greatest disciple of Gandhi was Jayaprakash Narayan, and he joined us and the RSS.
Okay.
No, he didn't join the RSS.
Don't
Never joined the RSS.
See again,
He said if RSS is fascist, then I am fascist.
Yeah, that's right.
Said this.
Okay, let's take a question.
When we are talking about a straightforward thing like cleanliness, Swachh Bharat, why do we have to take the umbrella of a Gandhi? Why can't we just say we want to remain clean, provide education, give health?
Another question here?
Yeah, I would like to draw back to why Narendra Modi took Gandhi as an icon. Because first of all, we should understand that Narendra Modi is the first Prime Minister who was born after independence. So he was never really influenced by Gandhi as a person and maybe as an idea, you said. So what is wrong in Narendra Modi, who was a toddler when Gandhi died, drawing Gandhi to... it is opportunistic.
Indians are suckers for nostalgia. Indians are suckers for nostalgia. Yeah. We remember Ramchandraji and Lord Krishna also as if they are living next door to us and probably in our houses.
Unfortunately...
So that is the reason why Narendra Modi cannot, I think, have that effectiveness unless he has this benign shadow of Gandhi behind him.
I want to reverse the question. Had Mr. Modi not invoked Gandhi, not invoked Nehru, not invoked even Indira, we would have criticized him even then. So are we not contradicting ourselves?
Once one becomes a prime minister or holds a post, they are like open season, no? You have to criticize them, otherwise how do we generate argument?
I do believe that Mr. Modi, when he has become the prime minister, there is a shift. According to me, there is a shift of inclusiveness towards inclusiveness.
There is nothing like that. There is a shift. RSS has always been inclusive. We have adopted all the people who contributed.
But it's different from the election campaign. You wouldn't have seen Mr. Modi mentioning Nehru in the election campaign.
No, we have open differences with Gandhi on certain points.
Okay.
But we have agreement. But that disagreement doesn't mean that we should exclude Gandhi.
It's not only Modi.
Yeah. So I just want to say that we appreciate that Gandhiji stands for values which is far more universal, so let's not give a partisan color to it. Now, even if we have to, for the benefit of doubt, give it a partisan color, then who is playing the politics? Is it BJP or Congress? My straight question. Why I'm saying this is because why was then Shashi Tharoor shown the door for praising Modi?
Okay. Manishankar Iyer, why is it that we expect from Narendra Modi that he should be able to generously remember Jawaharlal Nehru and all our other prime ministers, but if one of your own praises Mr. Modi for his cleanliness drive and his United Nations speech, he's shown the door?
But why was he picked? There are millions of
They should have picked you,
He picked, yeah, sure he should have picked me. I'd have been a far more genuine Gandhiite. Yes. But in the case of Tharoor, he picked him only because Tharoor shot the gun and within a week was praising Modi. That's the only reason he was picked. What that means is that because this guy was pulling out of line, therefore he was kicked. So he's
should
in
your
our
party have shown the intolerance?
We told him that this is the wrong thing to do.
Okay, Chandrabhan Prasad, you want to say something?
See, the rubbish Indian historians wrote did not discuss in details Gandhi's opposition to machine. Tell me honestly, how many of you can live without machines? The rubbish we have been taught.
But again, I think
by
it's what,
people like you.
But again, Tushar, it's what you call the ritualization or the deification of Gandhi, where you see there is no leader with whom you can agree 100%.
The problem with all these leaders and thinkers is that unlike all our gods, Bapu doesn't have a Visarjan date. There's only a Sthapna date. So poor guys are saddled with him all the time, and so they have to keep their kind of ideals or ideology alive, they have to alter and tamper with him all the time.
Why is there a problem with becoming nostalgic about the past if it helps you to develop a better future?
No, see,
no,
regardless
of your invocations, let us realize that if you're talking about cleanliness, if you're talking about spirituality, just as the Bhagavad Gita is the concept of spirituality in like an idea, Gandhi was the embodiment of spirituality which represented India.
If we have to look at the history, we have to look at it from the point of view of learning from it. Unless we learn from our history, we are going to repeat our history.
Okay, I have to take a break. We'll take one last question here before the...
You see, the early part of the 20th century, many European nations saw legacy and symbolism being represented by national aspirations and nationalistic character. The developing countries today are also passing through a similar phase. And in that context, Narendra Modi has deftly and very intelligently utilized the space and developed the manner in which national icons are being used for national development.
One also has to ask whether there is the selective invocation of national icons by the Congress has in a sense created the space for Mr. Modi to appropriate icons today whom his party or his ideological mentors may not have actually had full agreement with. We're coming back after the break. We'll also be taking more questions. History as a battlefield for the present. Coming back in a moment from now.
A man has to have a chance to transcend, as you said. And I think if Mr. Narendra Modi does that, being in the position that he is going to be able to really lift up the entire nation behind him.
Okay, Chandrabhan Prasad.
Let me repeat the truth that the icons we discussed have met their expiry date.
Welcome back. You're watching We the People. We're debating why India's history is always a battlefield for the present. A debate after the Prime Minister picked up a broom and invoked Gandhi on Gandhi Jayanti to launch his Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Rakesh Sinha, you wanted to make a point.
Just I have one question to Manish Sankar. Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee was Cabinet Minister of Pandit Nehru's government. He left the cabinet due to some differences. But he had sacrificed his life for the integration of Jammu and Kashmir. Had Congress any plan, any project in the name of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee? But he also did injustice to Subhash Chandra Bose under the influence of Marxists. Unless until the NDA government came into power, Subhash Chandra Bose was the part of the oral history of India, not the Indian historiography. We need history which inspires us, which inspires the posterity. We don't need history just to have a kind of textbook writing and appearing in the examination what Swami pointed out.
Okay, Manju, quickly respond, then I want to take some more questions.
Nehru's first cabinet was a combination of Congress people and people from other parties, including Dr. Ambedkar. So therefore, when partisan politics came into the picture with Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's resignation from the Congress, from the government, on a very, very important ideological and practical question, which is the treatment of East Pakistan. At that point, he ceased to be somebody whom we have to particularly respect or regard. He's there in Parliament. His portrait is there in Central Hall of Parliament, and it was hung when the Congress party was in power.
Subramanian Swamy, quickly.
No, that portrait was put by the government, not by them. And in fact,
and there are 700 projects in the name of Nehru Gandhi family. Why not a single project in the name of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee?
Aditya Mukherjee, is that part of the problem?
But you haven't named any projects. You've been in power again and again. Have you named any projects?
Yes, Mahatma Gandhi, we have started Mahatma Gandhi.
I am asking you about Shyama Prasad Mukherjee because that was the question you asked me.
We've named colleges after him.
You may have named, but you asked me about schemes.
We started with you. We started with you. We don't believe in exclusion. We believe in inclusion.
But the issue is that they are not saying that we want. They're not saying, for example, when the party started, the BJP started, they called themselves Gandhian socialists. They did not call themselves Shyama Prasad Mukherjee capitalists. So the point is that Gandhi is available. There is nothing wrong if people appropriate Gandhi. We would be happy if the BJP did become a Gandhian socialist party, if they took all the good ideas of Gandhi.
But
there is no problem.
Also have to
but all that one is saying is that
reducing history to one family.
No, that's not the point. The point what he's making is that you can't just say Chacha Nehru, Gandhi cleanliness, and take all the substance out of Nehru and Gandhi.
Okay, quickly respond and then I have to take
and do the opposite.
Aditya Mukherjee is part of the Marxist historiography which has did injustice with the nation's history. In Jawaharlal Nehru University, you cannot imagine in 1970s, in Jawaharlal Nehru University, anybody who has link and ideologically supporting RSS can be part of Jawaharlal Nehru University.
Okay, so this is
kind of totalitarian politics and ideology.
When will this country be truthful on Subhash Chandra Bose? Which side of history Subhash Chandra Bose stood?
What do you think?
He stood with Germany, he stood with Italy, he stood with Japan. He was at that time in the fascist camp.
This is a superficial. No, Mr.
This is also a literal
This is very superficial assessment of Jawaharlal.
No, this just shows how our political history is absolutely ignorant about history, and they only give versions of history that suit their needs.
Okay. Before I come to you, Darshan, question here.
Firstly, if we have labeled Gandhi as father of nation, why are we giving proprietorship rights to one political party or the other?
No, I have a total disagreement about this whole argument about appropriating. When we say appropriating, it means that we are admitting that there is a proprietorship over that legacy. I don't believe that
let me get Darshan.
Do
any of these icons belong to any one political party? I think that was a question.
I definitely think Gandhi belongs to us all. There is no question of appropriation, as Tushar Bhai said, and there cannot be any कि तुम मेरे गांधी ले गए मैं तुम्हारा गांधी ले गया ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Gandhi
belongs to all. Okay.
Yes.
My question is that it's been 100 days and these past 100 days have been very new, and this change is very beautiful and very different, and this hasn't happened in the past 60 years. So I don't understand what's wrong in adopting Gandhian values and Gandhian views in today's times and make this country more happy. And I think a benevolent man has come in the picture to make this difference happen.
Let me start with you, Chandramohan Prasad. If you keep literalizing every historical figure, you have to also remember that history is not static. The interpretations also change with time, circumstances change. So, you know, why reduce Gandhi to अभी अगर आपको गांधी follow करना है तो आप खादी पहनिए और आप you spin the wheel. It's not, Gandhi stood for much more than that.
I am talking about his ideology. Let us be honest.
He mobilized and created a nation.
His vision is he says industrialization is evil. He says machines are evils. Tell me how many of you can live without bijli and without...
His charkha was a machine, so please don't tell me that. Don't give me that kind of argument, please.
Okay, Tushar.
You know, we've spent this whole program talking about Narendra Modi's iconization or adoption of Bapu for the cleanliness campaign. I have a question for the audience. Narendra Modi also made a very passionate appeal asking Indians to buy at least one item of khadi. How many of this audience has gone and bought khadi after that appeal?
Everybody.
He had it even before he could have.
One second. Let's put the question again. How many of you bought khadi after this speech?
And everybody bought it before the speech.
And how many had it before the speech anyway?
Always. So
okay.
I've got a jeans and a
Tushar, but why must it be reduced to that? You
no,
can be
I'm not saying
never wear
reduced. I'm not saying reduced to that. I'm saying that there is also this appeal for khadi, not only cleanliness. Are we going to adopt selectively the cleanliness, or are we going to again adopt the whole appeal of Narendra Modi that has been made now?
Okay,
we've been running the Khadi Gramodyog Bhavan, which is not
and
one
that is the curse on Khadi.
We've been
Khadi Gramodyog is the one reason that Khadi is dead today.
Corporation for a long time. Khadi has been on our program always. It is rubbish to suggest that Khadi has suddenly come into focus because the Prime Minister said buy one Khadi piece.
But you know, more than Tushar, how many of you wear Gandhi? How many of us clean our own toilet? Something that Gandhi stood for, and we don't.
Gandhi and
we don't. We are still
toilets.
perpetuating the old caste hierarchies. The people who sweep and clean our loos are still confined to a particular caste.
Flushable toilets.
Yes.
He used to clean pit latrines.
Yes.
So, you know, cleaning flushable toilets is like sanitized.
One minute. I'll come to you. You don't
all the RSS pracharak do their work their own. They are the symbols of the modern rishis. They do work in the society. They generate the social energy, and that social energy is used for the nation.
Okay, why are you making fun of RSS?
No.
Huh?
Why?
What? He's not making fun, he's doing the opposite.
No, he's making fun of RSS. He thinks they are very good people, they are very clean people, they are very nice people.
No. What is this? Chandrabhan Prasad ji wants to dump everybody except himself. He will dump Gandhi, he will dump Nehru, only he will survive, another will be dumped.
Okay.
No, second thing what I want to suggest
Manishankar,
Congress should appropriate Golwalkar.
Yeah.
He should reread Golwalkar. Golwalkar was a great leader, great thinker. He has given the theory to unite the country.
But I won't read him on the internet so as to not upset his biggest cheer.
Their difficulty is that they remember one Gandhi, that is Sonia Gandhi, not Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
That is absolute
Ma'am, I have an
nonsense.
observation. The point is, before coming to power, they use the logical tactic of pseudoscience, pseudo-history and misdirection, quoting selective examples. But now, when in power, they can't afford to use those symbols which were belligerent to the state system. There is a difference between government and governmentality. Now they're part of the state system. They can't use the belligerent forces of Subhash Chandra Bose and other people who stood against the system. Now they're part of the system. You have to understand.
So you're saying that the symbolism changes once a party.
Yes, it does.
Okay, let's see another question.
Yeah, the Congress reduced Mahatma Gandhi to a picture on a note. So I find it nice if Prime Minister Modi gives him an image and relates it to the cleanliness drive.
Okay.
If Gandhi would have been in this room, he would be very sad with attitude that all the panelists carried, because being polite was another thing that Gandhi had and valued most.
Okay.
Yeah, the question is that why so much fuss over Gandhi being appropriated when a nice thing is done? And as he said, I'd like to add that had Gandhi been here, he would not have liked the politics of us and them, that we put his portrait there and they put his portrait there.
Okay, question here?
Yeah, so now that the BJP has come into power and Mr. Swamy has said we should burn books by noted historians, are we going
not
to see
noted historians, Nehruvian historians. They are not noted in my opinion.
But they are noted nonetheless.
Nah, not noted.
Nobody knows Romila Thapar and Bipin Chandra. Nobody respects it. Ram Madhav on Twitter when Bipin Chandra died.
He may have an opinion.
Ram Madhav's assessment of Bipin Chandra was grossly mistaken.
Sorry?
Ram Madhav's assessment of Bipin Chandra was grossly mistaken. I responded him. And it is not the RSS opinion. Bipin Chandra has used selective history. He was supporter of emergency.
No.
When all the Gandhians were arrested.
Nice terms, those pseudo-seculars and selective history and all that. Very nice.
So don't use words like noted, that's all.
Okay, let him complete his point, then we can discuss.
So are we to believe now that with the RSS and BJP having so much influence in the new government, that this history is not going to be selective anymore?
History will be according to modern science.
Not according to Dinanath Batra.
I am giving answer.
Dinanath Batra is only a fire brigade in the sense all the
Barkha, I am giving just one line
identifies.
Okay.
During NDA regime, when publication division has to publish the books on the builders of modern India, this is what the NDA regime which published a biography of Namboodiripad, who was a communist, die-hard anti-RSS man. So it is the question of evaluating a person of lifetime achievement and lifetime philosophy rather than the petty ideological differences.
Okay, this has to be the last question now. Come on.
We say that Gandhi actually used to go to the toilets and clean them. Is Modi doing it? And then...
Are you doing it?
Yeah, we do it.
You clean your own loos?
We do. And the thing is...
Where?
in our houses.
Good.
And the thing is, next is the same set of people
Should
coming
go to the
offices
servants'
which are
quarters
being
and clean their
daily,
toilets.
are being cleaned on the same cleanliness drive also. And are we even giving it a look at the people where people are defecating in the open areas?
You have very valid question.
Yes.
I will suggest all of you to visit RSS office and see how
No, no.
Narendra Modi ji
I
RSS
also would like to
how
add,
they live their life.
I would
No,
like
no,
to
no, no,
add
that's it.
that Gandhi didn't clean the toilets in Birla House, I can tell you. He just wanted to break this taboo of cleaning toilets, and not that he said this, you have to do it on a regular basis.
Ma'am, I'd just like to make a few points. The crux of the issue here is iconography, or selective iconography, if you will. Now, pre-independence, we have to consider that in the Congress party, the one uniting cause was the cause to drive the British out. Now, here we have to consider that Modi, before coming into power, he was compelled by his party's agendas and his views to speak in favor of his party, and which is why he invoked only Sardar Patel.
And now?
But now that he's come into power, his role and his duties transcend that of just a party's member and that of a statesman now. So my question to you is two-pronged. Shouldn't the public and the media and everyone expect Modi to transcend his role as just a party member?
Okay. Okay, I think that's an interesting question.
I still consider Patel is greater than Nehru. I still consider Patel is greater than Nehru, but Nehru has his role. Nehru was a popular figure, but he has appealed to the popular mind in his own tactical way.
Okay.
But Patel has substantially contributed in the nation's freedom struggle and also the nation's integration.
Okay, I have to start taking last comments very briefly. Aditya Mukherjee, respond to this perception, and you heard it in many of the questions here, that there has been a lopsided accounting of history, and that is partly what has made this debate so politically charged.
That's right. I think what we are doing injustice to history is we are not remembering Gandhi for what he did. If Gandhi should be remembered for promoting a secular India, for his pro-poor orientation, for his humaneness, and if Modi adopts all that, cheers to him. Manishankar Iyer will join his party if Modi did all that Gandhi believed in.
Darshan, last thoughts.
What I feel is you are very right. A man has to have a chance to transcend, as you said. And I think if Mr. Narendra Modi does that, being in the position that he is going to be able to really lift up the entire nation behind him.
Okay, Chandraman Prasad.
Let me repeat the truth that the icons we discussed have met their expiry date.
All of them.
Barring Ambedkar.
Barring Ambedkar. So there we come.
We are unlike Ambedkar.
Everyone has an exceptional...
We are wearing Ambedkar dress.
Mr. Chandraman Prasad,
wearing Ambedkar dress.
What is your expiry date? Your expiry date. You can't, don't trivialize the debate. Don't trivialize the debate. You watch Mekale. You watch Mekale. Mekale has got an expiry date.
Look, the way you are talking.
No, Mekale has got an expiry date.
The way you are talking.
You are insulting the national
heroes. You are speaking language of Mekale.
You are insulting national heroes. You are worshipping Mekale. You are a Mekalite.
Yes,
Barka,
sure.
please.
Sure, I am. I am not an Ambedkar. I am not a liar like you.
Okay, Chandrabhan Prasad and Professor Ramesh, 1 minute. You are somebody who thinks Macaulay was a hero, but not Mahatma Gandhi. All right, it's a free country. Everybody has their point of view. So, Subramanian Swamy.
Well, I think our history books do require rectification and defalsification. The issue is that this should be done by discussion. But if it's not going to be done by discussion, the defalsification, rectification is so urgently required, we will do it as a government.
Okay, Manishankar Iyer, quickly.
On what point? I'm completely confused. What is the point on which you want me to answer?
Do you support the Swachh Abhiyan drive of the Prime Minister?
I support it subject to there being a proper recognition of all the experience in running these kinds of drives that have been going on for a very, very long time. I want it to be based on Panchayati Raj, which was a fundamental constitutional concept of Mahatma Gandhi. I see the absence of that in both the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan as well as in the Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. I find it shocking that the Sansads should be asked to do the Adarsh Gram when it should be the Panchayats who should be asked to do it. The money should be sent to them, the technical officers should be sent to them, the authority should be sent to them. In my constituency, there are 600 panchayats. Which are the three that will be picked? It'll take 20 years or 200 years for the others. So he did it on Jayaprakash Narayan's birthday. And Jayaprakash Narayan was probably the most impassioned advocate of Panchayat Raj. So this is what I meant by cherry picking. If you reduce Gandhi into a token, into a symbol, and forget the substance of what he said, that is the abuse of Gandhi.
One sentence, that they had to liberate themselves from the cage of the 10 Janpath to understand the history of India.
Okay. Tushar Gandhi.
I think what we need to understand is, Bapu said that unless there was a spiritual cleansing, external cleansing would be meaningless. And so I think it has to be both ways.
And I think that's the perfect note to end this rather vitriolic debate on. The politics will continue, but history is all about taking away values. You can't take away all values, Chandrabhan Prasad, from everybody. It's not a literal interpretation. But what is interesting is in India, history continues to be so fiercely debated, a battleground for the present. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.